Mi gente, ¿cómo están? It's Ariel. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Castro here, YS Stocks and Options. And let's talk about it. Let's get acquainted. Let's get acquainted with the charts and let's talk about what exactly happened this week in the market. So, craziness, right? For this segment, I definitely want to talk about the news, but more importantly, what are we seeing in the charts and what possibly could be the trend for the next week and the following week, right? So this is building generational wealth again, different type of incomes and streams of income in which we can build generational wealth, but we like to focus on the stock market for this segment, right? So what happened this week? News. Well, let me share a few things with you, right? So in the news, we saw this. Fed shares signals more rate increases ahead of shaking Wall Street. So as we know, right, Federal Chairman Jerome Powell actually met at the um at the Jackson Hole, and he talked about how they were going to stay the course with rate hikes, right? And it just shook up all Wall Street. And we'll show you exactly what happened in charts. The market just declined over 3.4%, almost 4%. And if you look at that, if you count the after hours, we mentioned 48 hours ago that this was going to be pivotal for the market, right? This piece of news here was going to be a huge catalyst. And that's exactly what it was. Move the market up. Not really. He moved the market down. Yeah, we saw that, right? We're gonna see it. I'm gonna show you guys in the charts. So that's one piece of news that I knew was gonna be pivotal for this week. And I'll show you exactly where I found that. Another thing that I like to look at, I like to go to trading economics. And when I come here, what do I like to look at? Different things, whole bunch of stuff. But definitely look at the unemployment numbers because unemployment numbers tells us what? The strength of the economy. Yes, it does, right? If less people are working, what's going on? Yeah, the economy is much what? Weaker because the big conglomerates, big companies are laying people off, right? So as you can see here from 2021 October, we've had the unemployment rate decrease tremendously. Unemployment rate decrease. That means a lot of people working. The job market is strong. So it's really hard to say, hey, we're in a recession, right? There's definitely a lot of recession-like symptoms, right? But are we in a full recession? It's really hard to say that when unemployment rate is strong, right? Stronger than it has been in quite some time. I like to look at that. Um, this year, overnight repo rates. What are people spending their money on? Food, right? Electricity, shelter. So we've seen a huge increase in cars being repossession. So that tells us that money is not going to paying that bill, right? That car note is really going to the things that are staples or necessities, right? Fuel for your home, electricity for your home, food for you to have on the table, and so on and so forth. So, of course, you can look at other parameters, like housing, for example, taxes and climate. But those are like just a few that I want to just point you guys in the right direction. And I also like to stop at here, marketwatch.com, economy/politics, right? Dash politics/calendar. And here it just tells me um, reports, all the reports for the week or the month, right? So U.S. economy, yeah, economic calendar talks about this week's major U.S. economic reports and when the Fed is actually speaking. So that's why I like to go here a lot because it gives me a heads up on what is to come. You can go down, just take a look. So, and now let's get into the charts. I think that's really what we want to talk about. So, for the charts themselves, we saw a lot of implied volatility within the market. We saw that. And we're also going to talk about how the implied volatility is going to shape for the next week to come. But first, we're going to look at the big picture, the macro, a few things. So I already did the forecast, right? I already forecasted what the market's going to do, but I would like to show you what I'm looking at. The first thing, of course, I said the news. The news is truly what moves the market, but more importantly, how the news right? How the news behaves and what is said in the news. So um, a reflection of the news is the market itself, candles, right? The price action, as we call it. So for the Russell 2000 itself, we saw here a huge bearish engulfing candle, huge bearish engulfing candle, right? And the volume that tells us that the sellers were highly motivated on Friday. So I'm expecting, right, the Russell 2000 to test the 50% Fibonacci, which is $184.61. Hence, I have it here, right? So I have it retesting here, and that's for next week, right? Huge bearish engulfing candle, huge volume here. The CCI is trending downward. Boom. That's what I got for the Russell 2000. Let's look at the Dow Jones Industrial. Dow Jones Industrial, again, same sentiment. Bullish engulfing candle. Bam. Closed at 322.93, $322.93. Right. Oh, it actually went lower than that. 322. Of course, we already had a target for 321.94. So I'm just going to leave that target there. So I'm not going to put a new one for the Dow Jones Industrial. So I'm going to leave that target here because it hasn't quite hit it yet. And of course, we'll reevaluate and we'll come back to it again. The next one we're going to go to is the NASDAQ 100 or the triple Qs. Very similar to the S&P 500, right? And also the Russell 2000. So I drew the Fibonacci here, right? Fibonacci retracement there. And as you can see, I have it bouncing off the 50, $302.03. I got it with $301.72 here for next week, right? Same volume, huge volume selling, right? Bears were definitely in control of this. The CCI is trending downward too. So I want to look at the VIX first. So you guys know I look at the VIX, the fear index, before we look at the S&P 500, because we know the VIX is what? It's the polar opposite of the S&P 500. So I'm going to go here with the VIX, the low point there. Go there, right? Go here, low point there. So for the VIX itself, just to stay on the safe side, went to 2667 for the VIX, right? Huge bullish candle here, right? CCI trending upward leads me to believe that the VIX is going to go up. And as we know, if the VIX goes up, what happens to the market? Yeah, you guessed it. The market goes down. So that's why for next week, we can definitely see that the S&P 500 and the rest of the market should pull back slightly for the week. Right? This is the daily chart here. Did Fibonacci, right? I'm starting to use Fibonacci nowadays, so you guys can see that. I want to add something new to the flavor, and I have the S&P 500 here, $399, right? $399 for the downside for next week. Right? And now what I want to explore, I just want to explore the macro, right? Usually we do the macro first, but I really want you guys to see it. Go over just the daily charts, but then I want to look at the macro to focus on big picture. And a big picture here that I'm going to talk about is the monthly chart. And if we look at the monthly chart of the S&P 500, this is what we've seen so far. Right? Established new highs around here, January timeframe, December, January. And then it's been making lower highs, right? Lower highs here, right? And if one can just look at the charts, right? Understanding Dow theory, right? Definitely got to check out Dow theory if you haven't actually looked at it. Understanding Dow theory, one can clearly see that this here, right? We're on a downtrend. But more importantly, we accumulated, right? We spent some, well, with distribute. This was distribution here. And now we're actually declining, making lower lows evident. And if this candle closes correctly here in a shooting star, right? You can barely see it here. If this closes in the shooting star, Move this to the right, right? If this is a true shooting star here, we would definitely see a lower, the S&P 500 testing these lows once again, maybe for September timeframe, right? So just stay in tune for that. Again, that's looking at the macro, looking at the big picture, the monthly chart, but I don't see this market going any higher to 4,800. Don't see it, right? It could be wrong, but what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing the charts and the market going a little bit to the low side before anything else, right? So let's look again. Let's check this out. This is the monthly chart here for the QQQ, right? The Qs. Boom. The month is not over yet. We're on the 27th of August today. But if this, ladies and gentlemen, is this, right? If this candle here forms a shooting star, as it seems to be forming right now in the monthly chart, we could definitely see some pain ahead, right? For the month of September. All right, WM. Boom, right there too. Right? Shooting star, right? It's a bearish candle. Right? More downside. And believe it or not, we're making money on the way down right now. Right? Yeah, we're long-term investors, but we're making money on the way down. Right? On the way down, we're making money. Right? So same, right? Same price action that we see here. Same price action. Right? And this here, the Dow Jones, is actually sitting at key support. I mean, key resistance. It's by design that it stopped right there, right? This is not coincidence. By design, it stopped right there at key resistance. So I definitely see this going lower, maybe testing, I would say $313. 10, it's about what? $11 now? So we'll see what happens, right? Again, that's looking at the macro, that's looking at the bigger picture, right? But not going to make the forecast right now, but definitely what we're doing as far as our community, we are buying puts, put city all day, every day. And we're making money on the way down, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Just this week, this are testimonials right there. JP Norman, things move quickly today. Bought and sold QQQ put debit spreads. We've been in spreads, right? For 43% profits. Bought them right after the Fed speak, sold about 40 minutes later. Michael, nice. And my SPY pull debit spreads closed at 45%. Not only did he make 43% on QQQ, but he also made 45% on the SPY. How did he do that? With trading options, guys. With trading options, we're providing technical analysis. And more importantly, we're just teaching our members how to fish, right? Teach them how to fish so they never go hungry, right? And that's how they're eating week after week. Wednesday, JP killed it again. Consistency, 30%, right? Put debit spreads on the Dow Jones Industrial. Damien, enter 2 trades today after the technical analysis forum. Money makers. Those forums, we show you exactly what we see in the charts to make you feel confident. I exited about 2 minutes ago. 15%, 22% of Qs. Exciting times. Michael, puts 30%, right? You're going to see 30% because that's our risk mitigation. We like to keep it 30%, but we like to focus more importantly on consistency. That's what we do. Consistent trading, consistent making profits in order to feed our what? Our long-term investment goals, right? D-Love, ULL puts this morning 65%. One of our coaches here, a beast, right? We have coaches within our communities that can teach you everything, but you got to first start with what? Got to subscribe, right? Subscribe to our channel. We'll send you this information and you'll get pinned whenever we're putting information out like this. Damien, boom, right? These guys is killing it week after week, August. And you've seen the market's been going down. What have we been doing? We've been making money, right? Consistently making money, right? Consistently up 39, 40% consistently. This is what we do. You guys remember JP, right? This is made some money on the recent plays and QQQ on share analysis. Thanks, Castro. That's my name. I'm that guy, right? But some of our channels here, we'll share another channel with you. So this is our coach's corner, right? this is where our coaches just share their talent. Look, Coach D sold United Airlines. Right, she sold United Airlines, called up Express for 100% profits. Killed it. 100% profits. Our coaches are here just doing their thing, right? Right. I'm in, right? Got it now one. Got it now right there. So this is that coaches corner. Our coaches just share their trades, they do technical analysis, and they just give our members, what they're seeing in the market. Again, this was a little bit too long, but I'm so excited about this. So, and I want to share this information with you guys. And remember, if you're gonna do one thing, right, you gotta hit that. Where is it? Yeah, hit that subscribe button, right? Hit that subscribe button, and yeah, and share it, right? Share this with your friends, your families. And we say two things. We always say, always practice logical emotions, and more importantly, right? More importantly, guys, we'll see you guys at the finish line. Peace and be blessed always.